Oh, hey guys. It's been a while. All right, whoops. All right, man. Just got done showing, or recording a video showcasing my CD collection of Pat Metheny's material. So now I'm going to show off my LP collection. And actually, okay, so it's still it's still Friday, July 2nd. Just in case you're wondering, it's only been a few minutes. Seriously. The first album I want to show off is this Gary Burton Quartet album, which I picked up about a year ago. And this ECM album, man, it's an oldie. It was released back in '77. And I picked it up because, like I mentioned in the last video, I was reading this book about Pat Metheny's output, 1975 through '84. And it mentioned a couple of Gary Burton albums that he was on. And as a matter of fact, he's on this album. All right, so I went and picked this up off of someone off of Discogs, either Discogs or, oh look, you can see outside with this thing. Look at that. It was either off of Discogs or eBay. All right, so here is an old ECM album from '77. All right. This doesn't have a proper ECM sleeve. I noticed that. I should fix that. Yeah. This album was a little, well, the cover's a little bit beat up. I think the album itself was in pretty good shape. ECM Productions, but it does have a Polydor symbol. So, Polydor trademark. So anyway, and this album, here's the back cover, here's the front, and it includes Gary Burton on vibraharp, Pat Metheny electric guitar, Steve Swallow on bass, Dan Gottlieb on drums, and Eberhard Weber on bass. Yeah, there's actually a couple of Pat Metheny actually is the credited with writing 3 of these tracks. Nakada, I guess that's how you would pronounce it, N-A-C-A-D-A, The Whopper, and B&G, Midwestern Night's Dream. Chick Corea's credited on that first song, Sea Journey. All right, so recorded November '76 in Oslo, Talent Studios in Oslo. Talent Studios in Oslo, I believe that's where Steve Hackett recorded, and I believe it was also where Mike Rutherford recorded his first solo album, Small Creeps Day. I believe that's correct. So, the Gary Burton Quartet Oh, see here, I'm going backwards again. Ring, the Gary Burton Quartet with Eberhard Weber. This is actually, this was released before this one. Here, let's take a look at those. 1092, this is 10, yeah. The catalog number is 1051 on this one, and it's 1092 on that other one. This was recorded, well, it was released in 74. It was recorded in July 23rd and 24th, 1974. Studio Bauer, Ludwigsburg. I don't know where Ludwigsburg is. I'm guessing that is in either Austria or Germany. ECM is a German label. ECM, the creative label. Yeah, I guess they weren't using these. They weren't using those poly sleeves. All right, so, but this album is in really good shape. Yeah, very clear. And they actually did record The Colors of Chloe, which is a Eberhard Weber composition. Huh. Nice. So, yeah, 1974, and then that's 1977. So, yeah, really. I guess they weren't, the artists at the time weren't pumping things out like they are today. Or like they were a few years later, I should say. Yeah, man, Gary Burton was on vibraharp, Mick Goodrick on guitar, Pat Metheny on guitar, 12-string guitar. He was on guitar and 12-string guitar. Steve Swallow on bass, Bob Moses on percussion, and Eberhard Weber on bass. Except Intrude. I'm a little confused because I see two asterisks and I don't see where any of the compositions that are listed here have an asterisk next to it, so that's kind of weird. Oh, okay, I get it. Eberhard Weber played the bass except for Intrude, which was Steve Swallow. And Mick Goodrick was on guitar except for Intrude. So I'm guessing it was Pat Metheny played guitar and 12-string guitar on Intrude. That's what it looks like here. So maybe you can find Intrude, if you want to sample it, you can find it on YouTube and find out what an early recording with Pat Metheny from back in '74. All right, so it's good to know when you got it all chronologically correct. So I just figured that out. Good for me. 1073. 1092. Yeah, this was actually after well, maybe Bright Size Life maybe was recorded after this, but was released before this. I don't know. Gary Burton does a write-up on this. Okay, recorded December 75. This was recorded November 76. Yeah, so Bright Size Life was actually recorded before that last Gary Burton album that I'm showing you. Anyway, this is Pat Metheny's first solo album, featuring his name, his first solo album. And it was recorded back in December of 75. It was released in 76. And as I said earlier, it includes Jaco Pastorius on bass and Bob Moses on drums. I know that after reading this book, I remember Mervyn Cook wrote this book, by the way. I believe he's a gentleman who, he's an English music professor. I believe that's correct. And he talked about how Metheny and Pastorius were playing together. I think it was down in Florida before Pat started working with Bob Moses. I think so. I think that's correct. And then when he started recording, obviously he got a hold of Pastorius, and they worked together on this album, along with Bob Moses, who was working with Gary Burton as well. So anyway, here is the Pat Metheny's first album, Bright Size Life. Nice copy. On ECM Records. And this is a pretty good clean copy. I picked this up not too long ago. I didn't own this. I didn't own this record, Bright Size Life. I ended up picking up the CD long before I owned this this LP, but I wanted to go back and pick this up. Watercolors, on the other hand, which is his Metheny's second solo album, I've owned this for years now. Just a touch of ringware, you can see it up there. Yeah. But I had this in college, and I used to play this when I was trying to chill out, and what a beautiful album. I mean, what a beautiful, I mean, the album's in mint shape, near mint shape, I will say, but what a beautiful record. I mean, what beautiful compositions. Was recorded back in February 77. Talent Studios, Oslo. Well, there you go. Same studio as that second Gary Burton album. So Pat Metheny was spending a lot of time in Norway, I guess, back in 77. And this is an album that includes Lyle Mays. Lyle's first appearance with Pat Metheny is on here. Eberhard Weber on bass, and Dan Gottlieb on drums. All right. What a great album. This is really a good record, man. I recommend this highly. I love this album. kind of particle of dust in here, and I want it. Oh, it's on the outside. Okay, that makes perfect sense. All right, Watercolors. What a great record. Of course, the album that came out after Watercolors back in '79, I believe. '78. Man, this album got mangled. Pat Metheny Group, okay? Here's the back of it. It's just a mess. It looks like I was eating a chocolate bar. No way. No way. So, this is the Pat Metheny Group album. That's the band. Mark Egan, right? Lyle Mays, Mark Egan, and Dan Gottlieb. And this is the one that really garnered a lot of attention for the group. It was really popular. I think almost immediately. And the album itself that I have here is in near mint shape. I mean, you know, this ended up going to college a couple of times and coming home, and you know, it's not Black Sabbath, so it's not like you're going to find beer spilled all over these things. But you know, I just took care of these things. When I brought them to college, they stayed in my room, and if I was going to play a record, I played the record in my room, and that was basically it. So, recorded January '78 at Talent Studio in Oslo. So again, they were in Oslo, Talent Studios. What a great record. You know, everything about this album, every track on here is fantastic. And San Lorenzo and Phase Dance are the two songs on the side one. And they're probably two of the most popular songs, because they do run 10 minutes and over 10 minutes and over 8 minutes respectively. And they're really great compositions. And then side two starts off with Jocko. That's the name of the song. April Wind, which is a short piece of music. April Joy, which has a similar musical idea or motif. And then Lone Jack, which is a hyper spastic piece of music. It's good. It's all good, man. This is all good stuff. It's the first Pat Metheny album I owned for those first two compositions, and it was, you know, really just a fantastic album. All right, here's an album that actually might have been released before yeah. Yeah. See, this album probably should have, chronologically, it belongs before this one, but it has the two songs. It has two live, all right, there's 4 songs on this album. This was a promotional record, and it was recorded back in August of '77. Oh, August and September of '77. These were radio broadcasts, is that correct? And it has Phase Dancer instead of Phase Dance. All right, live in concert, Phase Dancer, and Watercolors, and then San Lorenzo, and a song called "Wrong Is Right." It's a Gary Burton and Larry Coryell tune, according to this. It's credited to Gary Burton and Larry Coryell, and you're not going to find "Wrong Is Right" on any early Pat Metheny album. Maybe it's on a Gary Burton album, or maybe it's on a Larry Coryell album. But the recordings are recordings that were done before this album was recorded. So chronologically speaking, this is well, it's a promotional record, and none of these tracks were ever released to the you know, on a to the public on a stock. There's no stock copies of this. All right, so, and it was cool because when I was reading this book, I was reading Mervyn Cook's book, and he mentions songs from this album, but he doesn't mention this record. And so so I realized, because he was talking about, hey, I found these on the internet. He must have found them on YouTube or maybe somewhere else. So I actually looked up Mervyn Cook, found an email address for him, and I wrote to him and I said, look, this album contains a lot of the, you know, the 4 songs that you were talking about that you found on the internet. I snapped some pictures, of the label. As you see, it's a white label because it's a promotional album, you know. And I sent him the pictures. I emailed him these snapshots. And it was really cool because he wrote back to me in the course of a day and said, hey, I didn't know that. Thank you for writing. And if I put out a second edition of this book, I said, if you put out another edition of the book, please be my guest. Include these photographs of the record that I have here, if you would like to. And he said that's what he will do. So I was real glad I could impart that information to the guy. I mean, the guy is a big Metheny fan. But he didn't realize that this promotional record was out, probably because it was never released commercially. It was only a promo here in this country. Well, maybe it was a promotional album elsewhere, but I don't know about that, and I don't think so. I think it was only a promo record here in the States. So anyway, so that promotional record, I just realized, you know, that chronologically speaking, it should be before the Pat Metheny Group record. And here is Pat's 5th commercially released album anyway, New Chitagua. All right. And wow, so cool. It's a really cool shot. He is having a good time recording it now. Was this recorded in Oslo? Yeah, it was. August of '78. This was recorded in Oslo as well. Oslo as well. And anyway, 6 really great tracks on here. New Chitagua, which is a beautiful piece of music. Country Poem, Long Ago Child, and Fallen Star, which is like a 2-part song. 2-part piece of music. Hermitage, Sueño con Mexico, and Daybreak, which is another 2-part piece of music. Daybreak's beautiful, man. It's exactly what it sounds like. Like a beautiful summer, cool summer morning. That's what it sounds like to me. And I've heard it many, many times on a cool summer morning, and maybe maybe that's why. All right, so great music on this record. And it's all Pat Metheny on guitars and bass. And I'm gonna show you the 145 that I have found, a Pat Metheny 45. From that very album, New Chitagua. So the title track of that album was released as a single A-side. All right. And the B-side is Sueño con Mexico. When that album came out, that song, Sueño con Mexico, was the one track that I listened to over and over and over again. I listened to the album a lot, but I listened to this even more, this one track. And to find it on the B-side of a single, I thought was kind of exciting, and so I had to buy it. Especially considering I didn't know Pat Metheny released any singles. I figured if you're going to listen to his music, you're going to buy the album, and yet here is a stock copy of the single. All right, it's not a promotional record, it's a stock record. So, and it's beautiful, beautiful. All right, a year later, he hooked up with the rest of the band again and recorded American Garage. American Garage, right? And this was the tour I got to see. You know, it's really a shame because I found, not found, but I remember they had posters at Rutgers. I think it had this picture on it, actually. Posters from the venue. And I remember I got one of those posters. I have no idea where that poster is now. So, such a bummer. But anyway, what a beautiful album, and what a great concert. It was a great time my buddy and I had. My buddy Elio and I had going to see this show. What a concert. And what a fun time. Getting a chance to meet Dan Gottlieb. All right, so after American Garage, It's a live album from 1980 and 81. Pat Metheny with Charlie Hayden, Jack DeJohnette, Dewey Redman, and Mike Brecker. So here's the gang on the back, and I picked this up and was happy to get a copy of this album, again off of somebody from Discogs. Oh yeah, right, this isn't live. This is actually recorded at Talent Studios in Oslo as well. Duh. So, studio album that he did with, you know, away from the Pat Metheny Group, he hooked up with these other four gentlemen and went to Norway and recorded this album. Huh. I guess ECM hooked up with Warner Brothers. They were with Polydor for a while there, and here they are. This is an ECM record, but it's associated with Warner Brothers now. Go figure that. And here is As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita Falls. Here's my copy of the album. I actually had to pick this up. No, I actually had this one for a while. This one I had for a while. And cut out. So, but again, the album is in great shape. Compositions by Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays. Yeah, and it's oh yeah, with Nana Vasconcelos. He plays percussion and drums, and he sings and plays a berimbau, whatever a berimbau is. I don't know what that is. I'll be honest, man. I don't know. All right, so, but what a great record. Side 1 is the title track. Side 2 has Ozark, September 15th. Dedicated to Bill Evans. It's for You and Estupenda Graca. Special thanks to Steve Swallow. I guess maybe Steve Swallow added some bass. I don't know. I'm not seeing that. All right. Here's Off Ramp. This I had for a while too. Yeah, here's your ECM catalog. And this isn't a cutout. And this is Pat Metheny Group with Lyle Mays, Steve Rodby, and Dan Gottlieb. Album's in beautiful shape. Beautiful shape. good album. There's a few more, man, and most of these are real new. Here's Pat Metheny Group Travels. Here's your live album. And Pat worked with Lyle Mays, Steve Rodby on acoustic and electric bass, and Dan Gottlieb, and also Nana Vasconcelos. So yeah, this is a real good copy of the album. This is a real clean copy. I was real pleased to get this. And I think it is an actual German pressing. Yeah, this was pressed in Germany. This is a German import. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's cool. So, dust. And recorded July, October, and November of 1982. This is a good album. Phase Dance and San Lorenzo were performed. You know, I would think so. Okay. All right, and here's an album, Pat Metheny with Charlie Hayden and Billy Higgins. And I know I've played this. Beautiful album cover. I love it. I love this cover. This was recorded back in November of '83 at the power station in New York. Rejoicing. Yeah. I gotta spin this one again. It's been a while since I played this. I could say that about a lot of this music here that I have. It's been a while since I played it. Yeah. And here is a copy of First Circle. This I had to pick up rather recently. Released in '84. Recorded in February of '84 at the power station in New York. Man, this guy was so prolific. Pat Metheny was so prolific. Yeah, wow. He kept busy, man. This is a pretty cool album cover too. It's pretty plain here. All right. There you go. First Circle is a good route. It's a good album. It's a good record. And this is a domestic pressing here in the States. with Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays, Steve Rodby, Pedro Aznar, and Paul Wertigo. And this is under the Pat Metheny Group moniker. So, Pat Metheny Group. And here you go, Falcon and the Snowman. I just picked this up not too long ago. Because I never had the album. I had this single for a while. I should probably put this in a different. I don't like that this thing's sticking inside of this big plastic thing. So here's the soundtrack to The Falcon and the Snowman, and I think everybody and their sister and their cousin knows that the song "This Is Not America," which is from this soundtrack, includes it's the Pat Metheny Group with David Bowie. I think everybody knows that. So when I saw this, I wanted to get a copy of the soundtrack. It's on EMI America Records, and I picked up this pressing because I love that it's on this beautiful white vinyl, and this is a nice thick record too. Music on Vinyl is a label that puts out a real quality product. So side 2 features, the very first track is the song "This Is Not America" by David Bowie and Pat Metheny Group. And wait a minute. Yeah. All the titles on this side were written by Pat and Lyle, Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays. Album is produced by Pat Metheny, co-produced by Lyle Mays, produced by David Bowie and Pat Metheny. They're referring to "This Is Not America." So Bowie helped produce that, and it was mixed by Bob Clearmountain. Bob Clearmountain. Where have I heard that name before? This was released back in '85. Yep. Bob Clearmountain. Bob Clearmountain was featured as a guest recently on Music and Chat with Shelly Ong, and he will be coming back. I believe he will be coming back sometime in the next several months for another show, because there was so much to talk about on the first show. So Shelly is going to have him come back. Check out Music and Chat, because there are all kinds of really great artists and other people in the entertainment field, including video and video effects and all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, that's The Falcon and the Snowman, the soundtrack. That's the one in my collection, and here is copy of the 12-inch single. This is Not America. The instrumental is on the B side, and that's why I wanted to get this, so I had the instrumental version. Produced by David Bowie and Pat Metheny, and mixed by Bob Clearmountain. There you go. Bob Clearmountain's worked with a zillion, trillion artists. And by now he's really good at what he does. All right, and here is Letter from Home. Wow. Oh, look, it comes with an insert. Letter from Home. Yeah, I actually picked this up. I had the CD forever, and I picked up this album from somebody on Discogs. I think it might have been a sealed copy. I think this might have been sealed. On Geffen Records. Yeah, this was in great shape. All right, and here we go. Here's two more LPs. Pat Metheny, right? From This Place. Now that's funny. All right, it's not a gatefold. Comes with a nice insert. All right. And it's funny because there is this, on side D, there are two tracks. The second track is Love May Take a While. That's the bonus track. Love May Take a While. That's the same bonus track as on here, so. If it's on every copy, I guess it's not on certain releases. I wonder which ones, because I have it on CD and I have it on LP. I thought this was beautiful. Nice custom labels, and I always appreciate it when they use a unique label to make this product special, and in this case they did that. Nice. so. Whoa! So it's a 2-record set with the bonus track on side D. Bonus track, that's funny to me. Okay. Let's put this in the front here where it won't get too mangled up. And this was just released last year. So Pat's keeping busy. Well, let's see who else is on here. Oh. Never mind. And here is the most recent Pat Metheny record, Road to the Sun. This is a gatefold sleeve. You know, I got this brand new, and it was sealed, and yet the top of this was split like that. I have no idea what's the deal there, and that, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't bother me too much, but it would have been nice if it wasn't split. I can't say I blame the guy who sold it to me because it was sealed, unless he resealed it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And it was still sealed. The plastic was still sealed on the top of this. So if it didn't happen on the way to my house, it didn't happen when he packed it, doesn't make sense. So, all right, so it's produced by Pat Metheny, co-produced by Steve Rodby. Pat Metheny Group. Oh, it's Metheny Group Productions. Oh, this is interesting. 4 Paths of Light. That's side A is Pat Metheny. 4 Paths of Light, written by Pat Metheny. Parts 1 through 4. Performed by Jason Vieaux. Jason Vieaux? I don't know how to pronounce V-I-E-A-U-X. V-I-E-A-U-X. How often do you see a word or a name with 4 vowels in a row, right? In a row. I-E-A-U. Huh. And it's performed by Jason Vieaux. Only Jason Vieaux is credited as performer. Side B is Road to the Sun, parts 1, 2, and 3. Side C is Road to the Sun, parts 4, 5, and 6. And that is credited to as performed by the Los Angeles Guitar Quartet. And that would be John Dearman on 7-string guitar, Matthew Grief on guitar, William Canningizer on guitar, and Scott Tennant on guitar. So, and then additional guest strumming on parts 2 and 5 by Pat Metheny. All right, and then side D is the bonus track, another bonus track. And that is called Fer Alina Arvo Part, in parentheses, Arvo Part. Oh, that's who wrote it. Somebody named Arvo Part, and that's performed by Pat Metheny on 42-string guitar. 42-string guitar. 42-string guitar. I never saw a guitar with 42 strings before, but it doesn't surprise me that Pat Metheny would have one. All right, so there you go, man. So Pat Metheny doesn't even play on this whole thing, but he did write he wrote the music on the first 3 sides, and then he performed a song by Arvo Part, he performed on 42 string guitar. This was just released this year, earlier this year. So, and it's all guitar. That's the road to the sun. Right? Love the artwork on the front. Oops. Anyway, that's my collection. It's my Pat Metheny collection on vinyl. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did this in natural light, so that's why there's a lot of glare, man. When I do this stuff, usually I do it at night, and I have several different lights turned on, so it's diffused all over the place. And that's why you can't see. My eyes are reflecting what's out the window. See? I can see what's going on outside my window. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I had a good time doing it. See you next time. Bye.